So, hello, Tim
Hi.
and Lind. Thank you very much for coming to my humble home and have a little bit of a discussion. So, the reason why I invited you is because we have a collaboration now with the museum in Reykjanesbæjar, where your project that you two created, 365 days of art, is an ongoing project with you, and you've already published 2 calendars. So I would like, before we go into the project itself, just to talk a little bit to two of you personally. So you are a couple, and you've been together for many years, and have 3 children, right?
No,
One.
You have 1, okay. Shows how little I know. So I just want to start with you, Lind. If you just tell me about how it came about that you went to Holland.
Yeah, it's a very lovely story. I really like it. But before I say that, I have 3 older children. So. Okay.
That
I have
was something
4,
in my head.
He has 1.
Yeah.
Okay, and well, I was invited to exhibit in Holland with Hannes Lárusson and Ragnheiður Ragnarsdóttir, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Ragnheiður, toch?
Yeah.
Ekki Ragnhildur. Yeah, Ragnheiður, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually an invitation that came from Tim and the gallery he was running, Kvarter. It is still running. It was it was 400 square meters that we got. It was amazing though.
Yeah, it's like one of the halls in Reykjanesbæjar, really. It's the same size. Yeah, wow.
So Hannes had a performance, really cool performance, and I had an installation, and so did Ragnheiður. And well, I don't know what happened. Something happened. So
clearly,
Yes.
we can maybe leave it at that. But since then, we have been together, and we married here in Iceland, 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, 2000. No, I don't remember.
Anyway, I saw a lovely photo of you meeting on Facebook.
That's how it. Do you want to know something more?
So, where were you when your, in which states was your career then? I mean, tell me, you went to Listasafni.
Yes.
And which department?
The Living Art Department.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I graduated from there, and I had been working as an artist there for like 4 years, going very good, actually. And then after I moved to Holland, I went to St. Joost in Breda and graduated there from what do you say? It was not a master. It was I also went to the Koninklijke Academie in Den Haag for sculpture, and then to St. Joost for design. I was still exhibiting at the time, and but then I just had this. We had this baby.
Yeah.
And it came kind of I exhibited less and less.
Yeah. No, I mean, this tends to happen.
Yes.
To women artists.
Yes, to women artists.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Tim, did you? What's your background?
My background, I was doing the Royal Academy in Den Haag. And I went for a time being in Toulouse on the Academy. And then I went to Copenhagen and I was going into the Academy there, but then I went out of money.
Okay.
Had to go back to The Hague. No place to live. And then I found this huge spot near the Queen's Table. And I thought, okay, there's a nice building. And then I'm building up this gallery with a group of artists. who were just graduated from the Royal Academy, and they were looking for studios. So on the down floor was the gallery, and there are 2 floors on top, and there are the studios.
Oh, great.
Yes.
So it's
and we had to
something-
fill up the gallery and decide to doing exchanges with other similar organizations abroad. So that's why I came in contact with the Live Art Museum and some other places in Scandinavia, and it spread out more and more to America and France, Spain, Germany. Yeah.
And and is it still as what do you say in Icelandic we would say livræn, like organic?
It is a project space, so everything's still going on there, and
it's just like these kind of projects. They tend to develop like Kling og Bang was something entirely different first, like for the first years, and then now it's something else.
More established.
Yeah, very
more like an establishment.
Yeah. And the same with the Living Art Museum, like
But maybe that's the fact. But still, the exhibitions are very various.
Very good exhibitions.
Very various. Yes.
No, but I'm also saying that in Kling og Bang and Living Art Museum, they are still very good. But they're just, but their aura around them has changed quite a lot.
But the thing is, like, of course, this has changed because it was the squat culture. It was the taking houses, culture. They took that house and they built it into something.
In the first place, it was more than 2 football fields big. But it was a little bit too big. So it just became smaller, and then also the Art Council of Den Haag, they needed space, so they took it for 6 months, and then we had 6 months. So, and then it was building up.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So you have a long history of organizing events, art events.
Well, for a long
period
of years, yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So after you met each other, did you come directly to Iceland?
No, you lived for 10 years?
15 actually.
15, yeah.
I came, you came 2011, I had been here, I came and I went, and I came and I went.
Oh, I see.
But I was living constantly for 10 years there, yes.
Okay, oh yeah, you went, I see. Yeah, of course. Okay.
And then we moved here.
Yeah. What's the reason?
My home sickness,
actually. Yeah, okay.
Also like our boy was 11, and I found it a terrible feeling, actually more than an idea, that he would grow up without being able to speak Icelandic.
Yeah. And
he would grow up without knowing how Iceland works, because it works a little bit different in Holland.
Sure.
So that was my main
I have this feeling like in some ways that that Holland is like the ideal society for artists and designers and all people with good tastes and like very good educational system, good healthcare system. And that the things that I value, and I know that you value, that they're more valuable there to the society than they are here in Iceland. Is that correct?
I think it's nice to have both our comments on that.
Yeah. Tim, tell me first.
Well, of course, Holland has a long history in art.
Yeah,
culture,
sure.
So. And compared to Iceland, of course, it's different. But there are also a lot of Icelandic artists who are educated in Holland. So they brought, of course, a lot of things to Iceland.
Absolutely.
So.
But I mean for society, like how society looks at art. Because in Iceland, I always find that the art world, the visual art world specifically, like the society looks at it a little bit with a suspicion, while in Holland, like it's part of society, not suspicious.
Yeah, but in Holland we're living also with 80 million people.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it is a different.
So you contribute it to that basically.
Yeah, I think so. That has some impact, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
But what I say, if you have a long history of art, then of course the people are more used to it also, to have it around it. And of course a lot of design and architecture, it is all there. So,
So it wasn't like a huge culture shock for you?
Sometimes.
yeah, of course. Yeah. Can you, before I go to Lind, just tell me what was the biggest thing that you were surprised of? Like,
no, I'm not.
You're not going to say, okay. Okay. You're
keep
polite.
it for myself, yes.
Yeah. So Lind, please tell me your feelings.
I think that society has changed. I think when I came there, it was 96, no? Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was still like this, you had from bottom up and top down, all kinds of things going on. There was a lot of various things and various things happening. But somehow, around 2000, it changed. And I think a lot of artists that I know now in Holland, they're having just a hard time. Just like, I cannot see any differences, between the Icelandic artists and the possibilities, financially then, or getting shows, or, how I cannot see it. And also like this ideal that we know about, like schools in Holland. I'm sorry, I'm an educator, and I think Icelandic school system is very good. I think because when you are 12 in Holland, it is actually decided what are your capabilities.
Mm-hmm. There's more pressure now.
Yeah. It's a lot of and art in schools in Holland are not. There is not a kind of an open, good art education all through your school.
Really?
It is really so.
I'm really surprised.
Yes, I think now I'm saying something. But I have the foreigner eye, and I'm not as polite as Tim. Yeah. Like I told you, I'm badly brought up, but he's a gentleman. So, this is just my feel. It's just the visitor's eye. And, but of course, there is room for much more, because it is such a small country, but a lot of people and a lot of influences, a lot of
It's because I've never lived in Holland, and but I always just really thought it was like the mecca of the how you educate the public vis-a-vis the arts, like any arts, and so I went to France, and what I find the public is open to art. They, like most French people, they believe that they are artists in some way. They would, when I was studying, like, where are you going? Like, and I was like, I'm in this art school, and they would say, like, oh yeah, what's your favorite? Like, they have a favorite artist, and they have a favorite period, and they believe that they are a part of it somehow. Okay. And I really love that. I really, really love that about French people. And maybe, even if they're not into contemporary art, it's still not something which is completely, out of reach. Even though they might not like it, but still, vis-a-vis the art history itself,
I think you can say, that there is some difference between the French and the Dutch.
Oh, yes.
To be fair.
Yeah. Well, the Dutch are much nicer.
We know that. Okay, discourse about things and stuff. But I worked when I was in Holland. I worked in the Netherlands Dance Theater, which is a very established modern dance company, which has all the dancers and creators come from all the world, and a thing like that could never happen today. It could happen in the 80s, yes. So things have changed.
There was more possibilities in
there were, and I think that is maybe the idea we have of that art and art scene. Yeah. But I think it's different now.
Well, it's both that it's very organic, but at the same time, my vision is that it's very, very sophisticated. Like, look at all the Icelandic artists, like who are extremely sophisticated, who come from there, and
that's true.
Like design, it's really like the hub of any design.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. They have a work ethic in almost everything, which is totally alien to us.
Yeah.
You can say,
Yeah, okay. So, and, but when you came back, what waited for, how did you deal with this? I was asking you before why you came back, so please tell me again.
Yeah, it was because I was just really homesick. I wanted to, I missed Iceland, just missed it, so that's why I came home. Also, I wanted our son to be able to speak Icelandic, and that was not, I had not been capable of teaching him it there in Holland, because we all spoke Dutch at home. And I wanted him to be able to connect with Iceland.
Was it a difficult transition for him?
No, he was very pleased, because in Holland, as a kid, you cannot go outside and play. And his most favorite thing when he came to Iceland always was that he got money and he could go alone to the shop and buy some candies. So that is Iceland for him.
Yeah, okay.
When he came, he was just like,
Yeah, the freedom of...
freedom, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I don't regret that, and I think he's because he's been living now in both in Holland and Denmark and been traveling the world a lot. So he's figured it now that Iceland is actually kind of a base.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But he has family in Holland still.
Yes. Yes. And friends he has there also.
Yeah. Still. Yeah.
But I think he likes Iceland probably a little bit better.
Okay.
But he got homesick from Holland and he likes Holland.
Yeah, sure.
And then, back to Iceland.
He doesn't have to choose. So.
No, he cannot do it himself. Yeah.
But he has started a remarkable career.
Just referring to the model career.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Hey, well, he did that when he was 17. And what can I say? He just went and did it. I don't know. He's just doing it himself, I don't know so much about it.
Okay.
I just have to drive him to the airport or change a flight or, it's not it's his doing.
Yeah, sure. Was he discovered? Did he start like this?
Well, I don't know how that went actually.
I think he went here first to Eskimo.
He went. And he did one show for a year, and I think he just loved it. So he just started to figure out how can I do it. I think that was basically it.
And then he got the invitation to go to Holland by an agency.
Yeah.
And from there it went. More and more.
He has a very contemporary look for a model. Really what he has a very edgy look, not like a pretty boy look. So it's what you expect from from good designers these days. So it's interesting.
He's been working for Tom Brown, which is regrettable a bit, the COVID, of course, because Tom has only been working now in the States. Yeah. So there have not been anything in Europe.
I see.
Yeah.
So, but you came here and you settled in downtown here in Reykjavik first.
Yeah.
And lived for several years.
Yeah.
And then you went, to the abyss.
Yeah. Well.
In Hornafirði.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, this is an approach that many artists try.
Yeah.
And but it's still, I mean, like it's very brave too, because it's small and people are very used to their ways.
Yeah. Well, I always wanted to live in the countryside. I always wanted to try, and how does it feel? What is it? And so I, when this chance came along, I jumped on it just.
So you applied as a teacher in Höfn?
Yeah. In Fars, in Framhaldsskóla Austurskálafellsvíslu.
Okay.
And there we have been forming an art and cultural line, let's say, which is based on everything that it's more or less like they do drawing, painting, all that stuff. They can choose also to do a cloth design and figure and textile design, and then they can also do sound and video, and actually they do all of this.
Yes.
In small bits and pieces, and Fab Lab they do also, and then they choose a little bit where they feel the most comfortable and like the most. So then when they graduate, they have maybe 70 einingar points of art in their curriculum.
Okay, I see. From 120, isn't it?
Yes.
Students yeah. Okay, so it's more than half.
60 or 70, depends.
Okay. Okay, so they're able to go quite far.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. And so you, Tim, before you went there, you were working as a graphic designer?
Yes, and I did Icelandic Post working.
Okay.
When he came to Iceland.
When I came to Iceland,
yeah.
And then 2013 we starting setting up the Icelandic calendar.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. We also had a small advertising bureau.
Yeah.
45B.
We did some advertising for Iceland companies.
And now we are working for the Heritage Museum in Hornafirði.
Yes, and in the morning I walk the post.
Yeah.
Still.
Okay.
That's why I'm in good shape.
Yeah, absolutely. Free exercise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So
let's go to the project at hand.
Yeah.
So how come the two of you decided to start the project? Because it's huge. 365 artists, 365 days, all of these things, and also to communicate to all of these people. Oh my God. Please tell me how this came about.
It's Tim's idea. So
I always have the crazy ideas. I thought it was very nice to have it to show what is going on in Iceland. And so I made the idea to Lind and to Perla and to look if it is possible, yes or no. And they all said, yes, let's try it and see how it works out. So, and then Anna was in there also in the beginning.
And Aslak.
And Aslak, yeah. And then we sent out a letter to the artist and to Sim. And there was some interesting, we got some good response back. So
it was very nice when it came first. Like wow, it was also. But also, what was nice, it had like a good publicity and. But I mean, but it's like you. Do you actually fund the printing and everything, like for the first calendar?
Yes.
Yes. Also for the second.
It's crazy. You didn't get any grants for that, or
no? We have applied but never gotten any.
Oh.
And what it has done financially, it has been like a zero. When we have done it, we have sold for the costs, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So you have like nothing for your work?
No.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I was crazy enough to say yes to this idea. You know? And I have like for me it was what was nice because I do the communication and the stuff like that. So that has been a really nice thing, I think. And it's just somewhere in me, like I have this urge to make things happen. I don't know how you
I think we both have that urge to that.
Yeah. And we went on the first time. It was very, 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 of course, like huge. And the second time we did it the year after, we figured after that year that we cannot do this every year.
Yeah,
it's too much.
Of course,
you know.
Because you're busy for a very long time.
Yeah, so it's just like.
And you're constantly, every day busy with it.
Yeah. No, so then we thought we will do it every 5 years, and since the last one was 2015, it was supposed to be 2020. And this is actually we are still in 2020, you know? And so this is a statement of this year. Yes. You know, this is how it is. And but I have thought about it, and I don't know if it's a good idea to maybe later publish that 2020. Just like a memory of or something. I don't know. I mean, I find it sad that it was not published.
Yeah. So you had already set it all up. It's just the printing partners couldn't handle it because of COVID.
It was actually a double story, because first we were stringed along by a printer here, which had done it for us the last time.
Last two times.
Yeah, last 2 times, yes. And they said always the paper's coming, and then it wasn't coming. It was just crazy. So then we had to call it actually off, and then we found a printer abroad which could deliver this paper, and then COVID came. So that was it.
Awful.
Yeah, it was not nice. But there are so many awful things that have happened because of this COVID. So I mean, this is peanuts actually.
So, but because we were talking about it a bit before, I would like for people who listen to us to know. So please, could you tell me the ethos of this calendar? Like, what do you put any constraint on the artists who are part of it? And just tell me the whole idea.
Well, we have not done that.
So that's the ethos, really?
Yes, we have, but we have actually, it's two-sided.
Okay.
It would be, I mean, people would find out if they tried to get 365 artists, you know, in Iceland, highly qualified with highly qualified education. They would never come to that number.
Mm-hmm.
So we invite people to take part. It has been, with very few exceptions, that all the work has been published, that we get sent it, but not always. There has been some.
But you, what I find to be very interesting also, it's because it's from everywhere in the country. Like it's not just from the capital.
Yes, we have been in contact with everybody. Like every and also now what is new and what was supposed to be new in this calendar was that all the museums have a page.
Okay.
Yes, and that is. I find it very nice when I'm reading over the calendar because sometimes I forget all these museums.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And I mean, all the ones who sent us something, or you know, and well, I have got a question before about how do you say it? How do you decide who's going to be in the calendar or not? Well, I think basically the power in art is not to be harnessed it with any rules actually. So this is kind of maybe a crazy idea to let it show for itself. A bit anarchistic, but who am I always to judge everything? The taste is very, very personal, and the things that I have an educated taste, obviously, but it doesn't say that I can, in this big project, that I could possibly pick something that, that a lot of people would like.
I'm so incredibly arrogant. I totally can. But thank God it's not up to me.
Thank God. But then again, that I just don't want to.
Exactly. Yeah.
I want other people. I want people to pick. I want to, because it is an educating project. That's my bond. This calendar is that it educates people about art.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But also just moves it, closer to the public. Like there are all sorts of, like we were talking before. What I like very much is that it moves contemporary or just visual arts closer to people. Like it's in a calendar, it's accessible, and you can see many different things. And
that was one of our to get the art into spaces where it had not been. And we went, me and Perla, she is because we founded a company around this, Art 365, and we were doing everything, the three of us. So we had to become sales managers and salesmen and all this stuff. But it was also very nice. We went into a lot of companies and a lot of places and got to know people, talk about the calendar, and like it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited for the to have you in the museum, and also how many artists responded, and what do we have more than 100 works now?
I think so. I think we have around It is kind of hard to say until they're all there.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, it's like also my idea, like it was like an art carnival, because they are so and I find it to be so festive to have, like in December, like this explosion, which is not curated by certain like things like we used to, and just try it out, see what happens, like it's a happening. And it's so interesting to have those pieces together and to make them work together as well. But also like some artists would like to sell their pieces, and there are of course people who work in Reykjanesbæjar, but there are not so many, and like here we are bringing like people from everywhere around Iceland, and it gives maybe particularly to the residents of Reykjanesbæjar, which is now the third biggest town in Iceland. The opportunity to go to their local museum and then find new art and maybe buy it for Christmas.
Yes.
So and also like we were talking about, because always when you're trying to find out the pulse, which is beating right now in the contemporary art world, you always go to same kind of people, but you have exploded that model. So now it's completely mixed and and it's very exciting.
We wanted to do that. We wanted to break down the walls. We wanted to see actually what is in the slice. If you cut a slice through what people are doing in art in Iceland, what do we get? And then we should look at it and try to be a little bit honest about it.
Yes.
We may like it, we may dislike it, but
No, I like that point.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we have to educate people better.
I also think that this is a kind of an exhibition that might bring people further into, it's very approachable as an exhibition, I find. No, it's I'm really happy. So we are opening on Saturday, just so that's it, the 5th of December, and but still the calendar itself, it might come out still just next year then.
We will have 2 copies on the museum.
We have two copies for people to see, to be able to look through it, and then we will have to have a meeting about this idea of mine to publish it.
Yeah.
I'll have to see if that's possible.
Maybe we get some fund for it.
Maybe.
When you have been in such a great museum, we should help out.
But thank you, Helga, for having us.
Yes,
it's a really nice thing for us also to see the work, because we always get it, just send it in, just to see it.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
Cool. Yes.
No, it's always nice to be able to make an installation, just to really feel the power, like a full force. No, absolutely very nice. Unfortunately we've not been, we can't have like an opening party, which I was really seeing, this will be the biggest thing that the museum has ever, it's gonna be so big, everybody's gonna come. And now it's not allowed, it's so awful. But, I think if COVID, if the team of experts will allow us to have a party, I will, have at least an evening with warm red wine and pepper cookies or something, and then people can come if they like.
Yeah.
Because it's
when it is allowed.
When it's a bit more. If we get to that point in December, because it's not sure.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
So at least we are doing this,
Yeah.
Because there was always, possibility to not do it.
Yeah.
But I find it really, really, really nice.
Yeah.
Now we can start the new calendar for 2025.
Yes.
Yeah. Get this one out of your system and.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yes.
Maybe yes. We do it.
Maybe 2027 we can give this out as in a special edition, in a box.
Absolutely.
I don't know, but okay.
We will figure something out.
Yeah. It's a beautiful number, at least.
We are also having a little home gallery at our home in Hub.
Okay.
Yes.
So are you inviting people to come to Hub?
Yeah. Hlynur Hallsson is now our artist, showing artist.
Oh, nice.
And and later in December, Solveig Aðalsteinsdóttir is putting up work.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
And are people in Höfn coming?
Well, COVID has been
of course.
a bit, bit awful because people are not daring to come into other people's homes. It's just a bit. But yeah, we have had some visitors, but we had also seen for us big parties and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But still, we go on. I think it's very important to do it.
Yeah, I agree. When I just want to say, because when people listen to me speak, when I say to the abyss, I know so many people which are going to be so mad at me, and I don't mean it. This was a joke. So that said, was a joke. Because I also lived in Ísafjörður, and I know that people in Ísafjörður, they don't like when people from Reykjavík are speaking like this, and I understand it very well. And also, it's so amazing. Just 2 years ago, there was a book published about all the art museums around Iceland.
Yes.
And I wrote the chapter for Ísafjörður museum. And there are so many important collections which are kept, and nobody knows about it. So this book was a very good thing, because there was a huge interest all around the country to have a visual art education towards the public, and there was an ambition for the collection, it was really now, unfortunately, most obviously not in Reykjanesbæjar, otherwise my museum wouldn't be going. But many of those museums, they have kind of shut down their ambition for contemporary art. And now it's been taken over by artists themselves and people who are on the spot.
Of course.
And like in Ísafjörður, you have Elísabet Gunnarsdóttir, who was running a gallery there, and who has a residency for artists. There are local people who are, taking this head on, because they just feel like they can't survive without it. To have this activity. Yeah. And it's all around the country. Yeah. These great people who are doing what you're doing there. Yeah.
I think it's also a bit of a movement, getting out of 101. Yeah. Into the countryside. The artists, definitely, they always go first. If there is a movement, the artists are the first to recognize it. So Ísafjörður Museum is with us in the calendar. Okay. Beautiful page, yes. Yeah. And that's of course, yeah. Nice. First edition the second edition of the calendar was bought in all the schools.
Yeah.
By Reykjavík.
Okay. Yeah. So that must have saved the day then.
It did. Yeah.
No, I think, I remember I bought it and gave it to my brother. So now and I told him, keep it safe, because it's going to be a collectioner item.
Yeah, but the thing is that what we are going to try to do next time, and was our intention for this one, is to make that you can collect the pages into a box, and then you can bind it in with certain things, and then you can close the box. So the box... So it goes out of the wall into the box, and then it becomes a book.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great idea.
That is what we will do next. And then, for people who have the other ones, intact, we could maybe help them to have a box for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that was, we had made some
No, it's great. So you're always developing this concept and thinking further and how it can.
In the second one we had this hang system.
Yeah,
it's almost in the first one.
Getting a little.
There are 2 holes, and people didn't know what to do with it. Where are the holes?
Yeah.
But there was also a competition on how to hang
and
the calendar.
Some people sent us some. They were sending all kinds of things they made at home for how to hang it up.
It was so cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I just I'm so happy that you were able to come and that you were ready to have this cooperation which is bananas. It's so much work. and with quite a short notice, and also during this time. Oh my God, I'm really, really grateful, and I really hope that people will go and visit us and see it.
I think people should.
Yeah, me too. So thank you, Lind, and thank you, Tim.
Thank you also.
Chatting.
Thank you.